What is up, guys? Jen here with another episode of the Otakuology podcast with my co-host
Otakuology.
Mike.
Otakuology.
With my co-host Otaku Mike.
Yeah.
And this is a different segment that we actually wanted to do for you guys. Uh, we actually sat down and talked about this for a little while because I feel like our outside lives are just as important to the podcast as our inside lives with the podcast. And so we just figured we'd give you a little slice of that pie.
Wait,
So
we have two lives?
we have two pies.
We have two lives?
Yeah, two lives of pies.
We have two, so I have a podcast life and a non-podcast life? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah.
But technically doesn't everybody have just one life to live?
Well, technically, like one of your favorite mangas, there are no lives, so
Oh, okay.
because it's not lives.
Because this is your brainchild.
Yeah, it
tell
is.
Tell everybody how you came up with this concept and what you want to do with it.
So the concept is I kind of wanted to rehash things that we actually gave y'all either at the beginning or the end of regular podcasts that we do, and just kind of to update you on our lives. And there were a couple things that we talked about. Hey, it would be really funny to bring this up from our actual lives on the podcast. And I was like, hey, why don't we make this a monthly thing and we'll throw it out there for people to get to know Mike and I better and actually get to see part of this other stuff with that and the progress and things that we think about our own podcast. So it's the best. I mean, that's it.
I thought people already knew a lot about our lives.
No, like
so
we said.
Is this taking a place of the cartoon episodes?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is only coming out once a month.
Okay. Can I just say,
12 Otaku Unwind.
Little side note. Little side note here. Well, this pertains to one of the bonus podcast things.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why it popped in my head. The bonus boners.
The bonus boners.
The bonus boners.
So I was getting ready for work yesterday, and my daughter was like, "Hey, can I watch TV?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, it's fine. You can watch TV." And she turns on the TV and gets on Netflix or whatever, And I'm getting, I get done getting ready for work, and I go out to the living room, and she's watching this show, and I'm like, "What are you watching?" And she's like, "I'm watching this show called Hilda," and I'm like, "Hilda? That's what Hilda looks like?" I'm like, Jen's watching a baby show.
Whatever, forget you. That's great. It's great. I've watched it. It came out, I think Hilda came out 3 years ago. Let me think. It came out like 3 years ago because I think it was after Grayson was born. And then the first episode, and then they went on like a 2-year hiatus, and then the second season came out like last year.
Uh-huh.
So I was super excited when they did that. Now they're going in kind of a different direction. I feel like the first season has a more feel-good thing, and now it's more of a cartoon. But I mean, it's good. It's good. I like it.
I mean, it looks like it's for children.
You're for children.
Like, it doesn't look like it's for your age group. Just saying.
Whatever. That's like saying none of us can watch Steven Universe or Gravity Falls or anything like that.
Cartoons are for children, Jacob. Just saying.
Excuse me, sir. It has witches in it. Do you know kids that are allowed to actually watch witch shows?
Yeah, my daughter watches Winx.
That's beside the point. I watched that when it first came out.
Okay.
That's my brother's favorite. One of my brother's favorite shows. I was like, dude,
And she watches My Little Pony. That has witches in it, right?
Definitely not. I'm
Right.
not a My Little Pony person.
Magical ponies.
No, but you isn't the same person that made My Little Pony also the same person that did like Avengers Strongest or whatever,
No,
Mightiest Heroes or something like that.
no.
They did something that was superhero related. I can't remember.
The creator's husband did Powerpuff Girls.
No, I think it's something else.
I don't think they did Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
I don't know.
The Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, what's been going on in your life other than watching Hilda?
Besides things that happen in both of our lives, aka baby mama drama, whew,
Uh,
a lot.
besides baby mama drama?
Yeah, that too. A lot has been going on as well.
Okay. Do I have to talk about baby mama drama?
Well, you have a story that you want to share about baby.
I do, but I can't. I can't use names.
Okay. Well, whenever can I tell the story and use names?
No.
Not use those names. I want to make up names.
Okay, you can make up names.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's you. Can I use your name at least?
Uh,
Or
yeah.
do you need to be misnamed?
You use my no. I want to tell my story.
Okay. Well then when you get to a part you go, I need a name for da 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 da, and I'll say you just don't tell me the name, you just describe the person and I'll go, okay, well their name's gonna be duh.
Okay. So
Okay.
I mean I've done a lot of stuff in the past 2 weeks since we've talked actually. Um so school has started
Right.
for the kids and many people don't know I had a previous relationship before I met my wife. Uh, we never got married or anything like that. It just, it was a horrible relationship. I should say that, and we ended up having a kid. We had to go to custody, get kid. I have majority custody over my child,
Yeah.
because obviously, I'm the most sane person out of the two and most responsible. So obviously, I have majority custody. Honestly. So, um, my kid's mom is like, "Hey, um,
Uh so we're gonna call her Rose.
we're gonna call her. No, we're gonna call her. Um,
Tweedledee?
we'll call her
Josephine?
Josephine. I will go with Josephine. So Josephine was like, "Look, it's a tradition that I take our child out for on the first day of school to eat dinner."
Hey, can I pause you right there real
Why?
quick?
Why?
So you know the funny thing? How long have you and I known each other? Like 3 years or so, 3 or 4?
I think it's like 4
Three,
years.
three.
No,
Yeah,
we met in 2019 or 2018, late
yeah,
2018.
yeah. So about 3 years. 18,
Yeah,
19, 20, 21. Well, I guess it's yeah,
because
three or
we
three.
met late like October, I think, 2018.
Yeah, 3 or 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, out of the 3 or 4 years that I've known you, I've never heard of this tradition.
Oh yeah.
Which I was sitting there thinking about it, like after you actually told me the actual story, and I was like, it's a tradition, is it? Well, how
Yeah.
come one of Mike's closest friends doesn't even fucking know about the tradition? Okay, Jesus Christ.
So yeah, this happened like Tuesday, because first day of school is Tuesday, and I'm like, okay, she keeps messaging me about it. I keep putting it off because honestly, I don't want to deal with it at the moment. I'm having a good weekend. A good
Yeah,
weekend.
because Josephine's a butt anyway. So
Yeah, she's a but and I'm like, okay, she's like, I was like, okay, where are you going? What time are you going? Who's gonna be there? She's like, baby number 2 is gonna be there, which is my kid's half brother. Um,
And Charles didn't supposedly had to work.
yeah, Charles, baby daddy number 2, had to work, and then Hunter, uh, which is my ex's.
Aren't you supposed to give out fake names?
We don't care about Hunter.
You could just call that one like I always have to call him. I just call him Mexican you. So
Mexican me. Uh,
Mexican Otaku Mike.
are gonna be there, and her mom and dad are gonna be there. And I was like, okay. And she kept messaging me and messaging me about this. And I'm like, look, school is like 2 weeks away. Like this was 2 weeks ago. She keeps messaging me like every couple days. She'll message me about it. I was like, I don't want to deal with this right now. And I was like, I was in the shower one day, and she had messaged me before that. I was like, oh crap, I don't want to deal with this shit. Because the less drama in my life, the better. To be honest,
Right.
I like my drama less, not drama. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, it's like, what if I invite myself to the party or to the dinner? And I was like, oh, and so the me, like the goofball, like in me starts to like think things through in my head, and sometimes I might take things too far just a little bit. A
little bit.
And I was like, okay, we'll see you there, at like 5:30 or whatever. And we went to Texas. They were going Texas Roadhouse is where they were going. And it was like, she's like, okay, for pick up and drop off. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go too. Why are you going to go? Because it's a tradition. And she's like, you never went before. And I was like, because there's never been one before. So this is a new tradition,
Right. Oh my God.
And so I butt into I invite myself into this dinner party. And then I'm like, okay, I was like, is Rufus gonna go? And Rufus is baby dad number 2. And she was like, no, I think he has to work.
Rufus is Charles, okay?
Okay, Charles. I'm sorry, I forget these names. baby dad number 2. We're just calling him number 2. Number 2, I suppose we had to work, and I messaged number 2 because number 2 and I, we're not friends, but we do like
you're like cohorts.
We like respect each other.
Yeah.
Like if something's wrong, I'll text him and talk to him, and let him know what's going on. Shit.
Yeah.
Stuff you got to do.
Yeah.
And
I wonder, like, if you were on that side of the phone whenever you text him, what he does. If he's like, oh shit, Mike's texted me again, or is he like, oh man, Mike's texted me, something's happening, I better get on this. Or if he's like, I'm gonna wait a couple hours.
I'm curious to know, but I don't know. I don't care that much enough to know.
Yeah.
I mean, because honestly, if it affects my kid in a negative light or a negative way,
yeah,
then I actually start to care.
I mean, I feel like he has to respect that in some kind of way. Because most of the time, whenever it does revolve around your daughter, usually something of that also revolves around his son. So I feel like there's some form of respect. I just was thinking like, man, what? Because I've never heard you say that he hasn't messaged you back. So I kind of am like, well, what's the terms of this?
Yeah, I mean, we message each other back and forth. Not like on a
not like on a Jen and Mike basis.
Yeah, no, we don't talk every day.
Yeah,
or whatever. We don't text every day.
Right.
And I was like, hey, do you want to come to this meal? Like, your kid's gonna be there. to celebrate his first day of school. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll be there, and I gave him the time, date, and address, and uh, and I I let her know. I was like, hey, add a +1 for me because Charles is coming with me, and she's like, no. Charles is not coming. You have nothing to do with Charles. You should not be talking to Charles. And I was like, what? Who made you? Who made you to court of law and told me who I can and can't talk to?
Exactly.
She's like, you have no connection to him. And I was like, my daughter is his son's brother. So I think we kind of have a connection.
Yeah. Right?
And, shit. And so she doesn't text me after that. She texted me a couple days later, hey, you coming? And I was like, yeah, I'll be there, And man, this is a long fucking story.
Right?
I mean, I got other stuff to talk about, so don't worry, guys.
It's a good story, though. Good closure. I love it.
Story. I think it's pretty funny. So I get there. Mom and Dad aren't there. Apparently, they had to close their respected jobs that they work at.
Yeah.
Charles never shows up. I don't know why. He never messages me back. He just doesn't show up. I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe something happened. It's a little awkward.
Did you ever message him about that or anything?
Nah, I didn't message him about it. No.
Oh, okay.
No. And so we get there. A little awkward. We don't necessarily see eye to eye. Me and the
because she's
ex,
short.
Because she's short. But yeah, me and the ex don't see eye to eye on stuff a lot of times. I think she's still mad that I won. Just saying.
I think she's still mad that you don't pay her rent or anything anymore.
Oh, probably.
So.
But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so we sit down, order. I order food for my family because my family didn't want to show up.
Your family at home.
My family at home didn't want to show up because they're like, we don't want to deal with this stuff. You go do whatever fucked up thing, shit or whatever,
Right.
Like we don't want to deal with it, I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll bring you guys some food home,
Right.
And so we sit down, order. We're sitting at this long table, and the table sits at least 4 people on each side.
Okay, so it's like an 8 top.
Yeah. Good. And so right behind us is like this really big party.
Yeah.
Of people. So they all sit on one side of the table.
And you sat on the other side by yourself?
And I sat on the other side by myself. So what did I do? I sat right in the middle. And there was a big TV behind me, like having like a football game on or something.
Right.
And we ordered our food. She asked how the kids' school days were. And like 10 to 15 minutes, silence. Nobody talked. Nobody made eye contact with me. Nobody talked to me. And I'm just like, man, this is going to be fucking awkward, okay? This is going to be awkward. What do I do?
Yeah, I need two of those appetizers, please.
What do I do,
Yeah.
I was like, well, I got to fucking break the ice. I got to do something, And so I start talking to Hunter about his like hobbies or whatever, because I vaguely know what his hobbies are. Like I've talked to him maybe like one time.
I remember that one time.
We don't have
y'all have a weird relationship.
We have a weird relationship where I'm not allowed to have contact with him. but it's only because my ex doesn't want me to have contact with him.
Right.
It's fucked up.
Right.
And so I started talking to him and whatnot, and talking about his little Hot Wheels, because he likes to collect Hot Wheels and stuff, and this and that, and we kind of get talking a little bit, and whatnot, and like I'm like, oh, like, do you guys like do anything together? Like, do you guys have like a hobbies together or whatnot? And I was kind of just joking around. If you remember, people, from one of our early episodes, our parent episode that we did, I mentioned that my ex said her hobby was being a parent.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, oh, I remember what your hobby is. Your hobby is being a parent. And she looked at me and she was like she gave me like the fucking like death stare. It was like a death stare. And I was like, oh. I guess you don't have no new hobbies.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah, and so we get done with dinner. Dinner was very, very awkward. We get to the bill part, and the waitress comes up and she's like, was this gonna be all together, separate? And the ex is like, yeah, separate. Me or her husband and other kid are all gonna be together. Me and my daughter are gonna be together. And I was like, what? Hold the phone. I was like, no. This waitress lady, this is what's gonna happen. I looked at my ex and I locked eyes, like, this is what's gonna happen. You invited our daughter out to eat. You are paying for our daughter. I can pay for myself. But you are paying for the person that you invited out to dinner. That's like common courtesy, right?
I love it.
That's like common courtesy, right?
It is.
If you invite somebody out to dinner, you usually pay for said person.
This is true. Because, you forgot to mention this at this point too.
Oh.
It was a tradition that she supposedly paid for her every time, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Because this is your first time going out on one of these quote-unquote traditions.
True. So she tried to stiff me with my daughter's, like, I don't know, like $10 bill or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kids' meals aren't that expensive. Like, it's beside the point,
Right.
I could afford my daughter's like meals, like I'm not a broke delinquent father, I
right.
put my children first most of the time.
Most of the it's all the time. What are you talking about? Don't bullshit the audience.
And stuff, and so we left, went home, I sent her this message saying like how, like, I can't believe you,
Yeah.
It's like, come on, like, you can't even afford, like what are you trying to do here, She never responded to me back after that. Yeah. And that was my story for 23 minutes. I mean, I got more, I started playing Streets of Rage 4. Have you ever played Streets of Rage?
No.
On the Sega Genesis, but this is on the
No, let me tell you what I started playing, because you already fucking know what I started playing. And I just want you to know, you, sir, are a horrible human being.
Why am I a horrible human being?
Because I've been playing it for like almost 3 days straight until today. So I just now got past the first little kingdom area thingy or whatever.
But you wanted that.
And I'm like, what did I put myself through?
You wanted that.
I did, but I've went back and forth on that game so many times. And then you made me an advocate for the game because I've already told 3 other people to go get it. So if anything is like a real life pay it forward movie, That, sir, is this instance right here.
Well, I mean,
So
obviously, if you're paying it forward, then old Otaku Mike has some good taste in video games. Then,
I'm gonna punch you in the throat when I see you.
just
You'll be
saying.
like, Jin, why'd you punch me in the throat? Remember that time back in 2021 where you said da 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 da? That's why you got punched in the throat.
Well, I'm just saying, you're obviously a happy customer.
That's true. That's true. I don't have very many complaints. I think there's a few that I have that are complaint worthy of it,
Uh huh.
but other than that, I don't think I have very many complaints for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my complaints are just based off of well, look, the name of the game anyway, guys, because I probably need to say that before we get into anything else. The game that I got was Persona 5 Royale.
Uh
So
huh.
yeah, so just like based off of some of the other ones that I've played or whatever, it plays differently. I'm still waiting for it to like increase my monster count, and I'm
Uh
like,
huh.
I want to have more than just like 6 that I can actually
So,
use.
is this your first Persona game to play?
This is my first Persona game besides
Uh huh.
I think it's called like Persona Fighters or something. It was a fighting game though where you
Uh
used your
huh.
personas.
Yeah.
So
You're thinking of Persona Arena, probably.
probably. And
Yeah.
I've only seen one so far on there, which is Izanagi that was on that one.
Uh huh. So, yeah. I mean, you've been interested in it, correct?
I have.
Yeah. I mean, I have the original Persona 5, but I don't have Royale, which is the original game that has like improvements
Yeah.
and I think maybe more personas and um a new storyline if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah. I think they add to it.
They add to it, yeah.
Yeah.
And so
But
are you a big like Japanese RPG fan then?
definitely not.
Because I don't see you playing a lot of JRPGs.
No, I more so like I like Shin Megami games,
Uh-huh.
but past that, like there's not more for it.
I think this is the first Persona game to not have the Shin Megami tagline.
Right. It's like underlying. You got to read the fine print. It's in
So you're
there.
not big you're not big into like big long RPGs then?
No, 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 not
No.
really. So, but I'm trying to. One of the annoyances that I have with it, I'm trying to figure out how to do this book reading thing, and I
Uh-huh.
went like 2 or 3 more like days. And if you've ever played this game, you can either do things right and your days go by fast, or you do things wrong and your days go by. It feels like a week.
I mean, you have to read a book. You usually read a book like on the train or something,
Yeah. Well,
or
so I
when you're
I
at
don't know if
home.
I wasn't there yet. I already had the book,
Uh huh.
and then like I found out that one of the things on the train goes, "Oh, well, you can read books and whatnot." And I was like,
Uh
"Okay, well,
huh.
this is like 6 days later. Like, why the heck couldn't you have done that when I first rented out one of these books?"
Yeah.
And and at least told me that, or like giving me something instead of me holding on to the book, thinking, "Oh, well, here I am." Because I'm trying not to look at things on the phone
Uh
and
huh.
figure stuff out. I'm trying to do it all in the game.
Well, the books they give you increase your stats.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah.
make you smarter or something like
But
that. You
when
know.
I rented the book from the library,
Uh huh.
I thought it would tell me how to do it then, not wait like 6 days or whatever and say on this day you can actually get on the train and read a book. And I was like, oh god, what the hell?
Yeah. I mean, you're still in the intro stage, right?
I'm past the first area.
So did you beat the king guy?
Yeah, the
Okay.
the pervy king guy. Yeah, that's the first person I took out.
So what do you think of the story so far?
I like it.
Uh huh.
I feel like you got to kind of brunt with it for a while though,
Yeah,
because you're not gonna start playing the game and instantly jump into it being fun.
it's like
Um,
it's like a 400-hour game, I think.
yeah, I think when it really opens up and it gets better is right at the very end
Uh huh.
of the castle when you have to. They talk about it, which I was a little upset by it because I was confused, but then I realized what was going on.
Hmm.
Because part of the talking stuff, like I fast forward through it. Like I still read it to do your talking parts, but I don't read the whole conversation.
Oh.
And and they were talking about, oh well, something we got to leave a calling card or whatever for us to come get the this sacred treasure thingy.
Hmm.
And I was like, why? Just take it. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, it's to set up the scenario for you to fight the guy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I mean, after I figured out some of that stuff, I thought that was cool. But
Hmm.
um, yeah, I mean, I wish the monster slot was open more. I wish that there was more of
I think they
com-
give you more monster slots later on, if I remember correctly.
a compendium thing, and I wish there were more monsters that were lower, like lower tier or whatever.
Uh huh.
Because the other games I've played have been like that, and it's kind of weird that they've taken some of the creatures that I'm used to and them being a certain level,
Uh huh.
and then now they're not.
Because all the other games use the same monsters. Like the monsters don't really
Yeah,
change
yeah, the
throughout each
monsters don't
game.
change. The names don't even really change.
No, they're all the same. Like
I
they even
I I think I've only found one that's changed.
like with all the PS2 games, they all use the same exact models.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
didn't like they don't change whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I mean all these models are the same. I think the only one I've seen one so far that changed its name.
yeah.
And I've seen one new monster that technically isn't in like the Devil Survivor games and
So
stuff.
would you recommend people if they're interested to get Royale, Persona 5 Royale?
I would. I would say you probably need to brunt with it until after like the first thing.
Uh-huh.
Because like right now I'm level 12 and I'm just now starting to get good monsters.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool game, but it does take some time. There are times like I started playing it again. Like there are times where I'll play it and I'll fall asleep
Yeah.
because like the music like puts me to sleep.
That's another thing is like I was sitting there, if I have to read all this stuff like repeatedly, like I'm gonna pass out. So I
Yeah,
just try and get the nitty gritty parts.
I think I put like at least like 35 hours into the game so far.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll probably come back and do like an in-depth discussion on it, you know,
Do a game discussion on it.
maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
I have to get farther into the game. Uh,
But
uh,
the only creature that I found that's different name
uh,
wise is the Pyrojack. Pyrojack is not called Pyrojack anymore. He's called Jack o' Lantern.
okay.
So, and he used to be a higher level than where he is now because him and
Well, you
Jack
can.
Frost were actually the same level.
Well, when you use them, you can level them up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just the starting one,
Yeah.
because him and Jack Frost in the other game were both I think level 10s.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I've been playing. I bought like a couple games during the PlayStation Summer Sale.
yeah.
I think I might have went a little overboard
Yeah.
playing them. I picked up Streets of Rage 4, like I said. It's like a beat 'em up, like a
Yeah.
side scrolling beat 'em up where you can play with multiple people. And it's been like years since the last game. The last game was on the the Sega Genesis. Like so it's been some time, you know. And this one I was a little iffy about, but I fell in love with it right away.
Yeah.
It's amazing because they have like all hand drawn art.
Yeah.
Like it's all like hand drawn. Like it looks like you're playing like a cartoon. Like that's how good it looks.
What is that one called?
Streets of Rage 4?
Oh, okay. I thought you had moved on to the second one.
No, I'm talking about Streets of Rage 4.
That kind of sounds a little bit like the Rad game that I've been playing, which
Well,
I love Rad.
it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up, and it doesn't take that long to beat, like get through. But there are multiple characters. Each character has their own combos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I did get to the ending, to the end boss with my friend Kenny, because he convinced me to buy it. But I did not beat the end boss. It's like two people at once. It's really hard because we were playing on hard mode,
Yeah.
and it was really hard. Just saying, you know.
That reminds me of some of the episodes of the regular show where they have to fight video game characters.
But if you're on the fence about Streets of Rage or want to get into like a good brawler and haven't played one in a while, it's really fun. Like
Yeah.
I've I've played it for quite a bit. And I started playing Dragon Quest XI, and I've sunk a lot of time into that as well. That is taking me a long time to beat or get through because it's pretty grindy. But I've liked the game so far. You might like that one as well, because that one has like Akira Toriyama character designs.
Hey, I'm just gonna tell you, don't you suggest any more games till I'm done with this one.
Well, I'm just
And
saying it has
and
it all the
like you said, it'll take me about 400 hours.
but all the character designs are done by Akira Toriyama of Dragon Ball fame. You know,
and yeah, so it's like the Dragon Quest games.
because it is Dragon Quest.
Oh,
I'm
surprise!
I'm talking about Dragon Quest 11. What'd you think I was talking about?
I have no idea.
I was talking about Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah,
I haven't played a Dragon Quest game since number 6
I
came out.
played. I played the free little demo one that came, I think, in a Shonen Jump magazine,
Oh yeah,
and it was, I think, for 7. It was
okay.
the redhead girl with the crop top purple shirt and had the big boobs, and then you
That's
had
that's that's number 6.
that's number 6. Okay,
Yeah,
and then you have the guy with the little silver hair and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So the main
So,
character in Dragon Quest 11,
and then builders.
in Dragon Quest 11, the main character, they call him the Luminary because he's like the reincarnated uh of some like person or god. I can't remember what he is exactly. And like the king's trying to like kill him, but he looks just like Trunks from Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
Like he has the same hair, but he's wearing like medieval clothes.
yeah.
And so I named my character not Trunks.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I put like maybe like 10, 15 hours into that. Then I got distracted and I started playing Mafia 2.
Oh my god.
Because Mafia 2 was like $10. And then I was like, I gotta have Mafia 3. So I bought Mafia 3 as well. But I've been sinking a lot of time into Mafia 2 now. This is my ADD for you, okay?
Oh my gosh. How many games are you playing?
I'm playing like 4 games at a time. This is how bad my ADD gets. This is why I can never stay focused on one manga in particular at a time, because I have ADD and I can't concentrate. I have
Oh
to
my
go do
gosh.
something else after I read it or something.
Goodness.
So yeah, I got each one to like $10 each, which is not bad. I got all the DLC for them and stuff.
Yeah.
But what?
I said yeah.
Oh, so yeah, and I gotta get Mafia 1 because they did a complete remake, like a complete overhaul of Mafia 1. But Mafia 1 was like $40. And I was like, I don't want to spend $40 right now. I'm broke. It's not pay week.
Yeah.
And so I bought Mafia 2 and 3. And yeah, I've been playing those. They're pretty fun. I think I might start streaming them on our Twitch channel that we have.
Yeah.
Plug Otakuology Twitch channel that doesn't ever get used. Just saying. I don't know why I made a Twitch channel if I don't use it.
You made it with the forethought that we were going to use it now.
I know. I thought we were gonna use it now, but yeah.
You just said
Shit.
we were going to use it now.
I mean, I was gonna try to use it, you know. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of video games. Video games have been taking up a lot of my time. Um, I mean, I did record a couple of videos. I did finish. I actually finished a manga, which I finished Die Dark recently.
Yeah.
That one's actually pretty enjoyable. I I enjoyed it. It was kind of had like a spooky motif to it.
Yeah.
It's the best way I can describe it is if you took like the Toxic Avenger, and if the Toxic Avenger fucked the world of Mad Max,
I'm done.
then you would have the Die Dark world.
I'm done.
Why?
Just your synopsis is some stuff. I'm like, what?
Do you not know what the Toxic Avenger is?
I don't. But I'm just like, what?
So the Toxic Avenger is like this action, almost like horror movie, to where the main character is like this nerdy guy. He gets like toxic waste like dumped on him,
Yeah.
and he becomes the Toxic Avenger, which is like this big like hulking guy who has like messed up face and stuff like that, you know. And
Right.
he fights with a mop, but he's like really strong, and he like kills people.
Oh my god.
We'll have to watch it for the podcast one day. It's pretty.
Oh my god. I'm gonna regret even
Yeah.
mentioning we do this podcast after getting some of this stuff.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this is a very random podcast, you know. Although I've really been enjoying doing the podcast more
Yeah.
than doing my YouTube channel recently, and I don't know if it's just because I've been doing it YouTube for like over 3 years now.
Yeah.
I'm still like kind of like I'm kind of like on the fence on whether or not I want to continue to do YouTube and maybe just focus on the podcast. I don't know.
Right.
Or maybe because YouTube takes up a lot of time.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know exactly if I want to continue it or not. You know, it's something that I've been kind of weighing over in my head to see exactly what I want to do. I mean, I'll probably leave my channel up, or maybe I'll just take like a really long break. I don't know. Um, I don't know. There are times where I like making videos, and there are times where I feel like I have to make videos to like quote stay relevant
Yeah.
within like the manga tube like sphere. And
No, that's true. I mean, I felt that way too.
yeah,
So
and I'm just like, you know, I'm there are times where I feel like I'm like, even though I've been in the manga tube community for like 3 years, I feel like an outsider looking in sometimes to the manga tube community
most def.
because there are times where I feel like, you know, it's not like as accepting as it likes it to perceives to be
Right.
sometimes, you know, and I don't know. Maybe it's just because I don't spend a lot of time on social media. Maybe I don't know. I don't really know exactly why.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I mean I agree with part of that. I feel like that is kind of a big thing.
Yeah.
Um, just because you do have instances where you're trying to like do that and connect or whatever, and the big thing is like
I mean,
honestly,
I've connected with some really cool people though.
yeah,
You
honestly,
know.
if like one person wants to like have it out for you and like basically like screw you over and like make you look bad, then
Uh,
basically there's no way of like defending yourself on it. That's the
Yeah.
worst part, I think.
Eh,
And unless you have friends around you that act like it's no big deal or anything like that, then most of the time that's the first impression that a lot of people are going to get from uh looking you up or whatever,
Yeah.
like so, and it's just kind of weird in that instance because there's so much different stuff out there that can somebody can say,
Yeah.
and it might not even be true. It could be true. It could be something completely false and just out of taste because somebody wants to hurt you for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say it about anybody. That's the worst
Mhm.
part
Yeah.
because that's another thing. I don't feel like a lot of the people have to have justification. Like I
Hmm.
could almost say, well, every winter Mike goes up to Alaska and kills baby whales. Like, and then the worst part is, honestly, is a lot of people don't even want to ask you or find the context of it. They go, "Yeah, Mike goes up to Alaska and kills baby whales every winter." It's like,
Yeah.
and
Like
it could be something so wrong,
like
so wrong.
don't get me wrong. Like I've enjoyed the friends that I've made over like the past year.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey,
I
hey, what's your favorite topping on pizza?
pineapples.
Yeah,
So pineapples on pizza, right?
yeah.
I don't like
You like it?
pineapple. No, never. I like pineapples, but I'm not pineapples on pizza.
So I tried this weird pizza the other day.
Uh huh.
Sorry, I had to have a side discussion. I just had to think about it. I had this weird pizza the other day. We have a local place here called Larry's,
Huh.
and I've tried like all of their pizzas and stuff, and it was the first time that I actually had one that I picked off of their list and actually had it like customly,
Mhm.
changed a little bit.
Mhm.
One of my favorite ones that they have is their hamburger one, and and then they have a really good chicken bacon honey mustard. I
Yeah.
love both of them. Like they're stupendous. And they have another one that's a baked
Ooh.
potato with sour cream sauce on it. So I had them do almost like a baked potato taco
Mhm.
pizza. Oh man, it was pretty weird, but I think it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you get a place like that, you'll have to
We have
try
like
out.
several like of like the like pizzeria, like boutique pizzeria places
Yeah,
in
but the
town.
bougies.
I mean, I call them bougie, but like they're not really bougie.
I'd call it anything that's not like a normal like
There's
pizza. I call them all bougie.
there's one. It's called I can't remember what it's called, but they have one pizza at um the place. It's called the Sith Lord,
Yeah,
and
the
it's
Sith
just
Lord.
it's called the Sith Lord,
I love that name. Put it on the list when I come down to visit.
and it's nothing. It's like a big meat lovers pizza. That's all it is. It's like a ton of meat.
I want that.
Anyways, we were
Do
talking
you
about.
do you ever eat sushi?
I'm not a big sushi fan.
Okay, we'll have to see if you have a sushi place down there that does like two
Well,
different like sushi and something else.
there's a pretty good Chinese buffet next to the pizza restaurant.
No, we have to go to a regular one.
Well, they have like they prepare
But
sushi there as well.
but we'll have to see if they have a sushi like hibachi place. So this is
We would have to go to like Houston probably for that.
this is one of my secret passions. If you find a sushi place and you go to it, always ask for one of their sushi menus
Uh huh.
because almost every unique specialty roll,
Yeah.
they all name them something weird and different.
Oh.
So we have one here, like the sushi roll is called the hot stripper, and it's something else, and you're like, who the fuck comes up with these names? Like,
we
I,
do
I
have
always have
a
to do that.
we do have a pretty good ramen shop here.
Man,
Or it's no, it's pho. It's not ramen. It's pho.
oh, like pho.
Yeah, it's pho.
It's gonna be pho for me.
It's pho.
Don't be a foe, Mike. A foe.
Anyways, you got me off of my topic or discussion before we talk about pineapple pizza. It's like, I don't know. Like, I'm still kind of weighing the whole YouTube thing. We'll
Yeah,
see. But yeah, I don't know. Just there's times where I don't feel like a connection to like the community itself.
that's true.
And
Well, the other thing is like one of the reasons why we started the podcast too. I
if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
felt that way, and I'm
Uh-huh.
sure you feel that way, or me seeing you feeling that way, I guess,
Uh-huh.
was whenever you get into like a certain thing on YouTube, you're stuck in that certain thing. Like there's not really any getting out of it.
Yeah.
And I always hated that too.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think podcasting is tons different, tons funner, which is that's not an actual thing, but tons funner,
Tons funner.
tons funner.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's times where,
If you
like,
say it
I don't
really fast, say
like
tons funner really fast.
tons funner, tons funner, tons funner, tons funner.
It sounds like somebody's name.
I mean, like, there are times where, like, I really enjoy making videos and making content, and
Yeah,
like I said before, there are times where I'm just like, okay, like, how am I gonna make this manga haul different?
right.
How am I gonna do this? And I like I tell people, like, don't get discouraged with like the numbers, but there are times where I actually do get kind of discouraged sometimes,
Yeah,
and where I think something's good and it just like falls flat on its face, and um there's like, and like I'll see people like do like a manga haul and I'm like, oh man, like, what did they do that I didn't do? Like, it just, I don't know. I don't want to be like the haves and the have nots type of thing, but I
yeah.
don't know.
Well, I mean, I feel like YouTube overall has taken a big hit, especially since TikTok came out and people found out that you could do that.
Yeah.
Because then it's kind of like psychology wise, your
Yeah.
instant gratification.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if I told you, hey, at the end of the week, I'll give you a chocolate cake
Mm-hmm.
or like whatever your favorite candy bar is,
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you one of those for the next 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
Are you going to give up the candy bars to only get three
uh-huh.
instead of getting this giant ass chocolate cake?
Yeah.
Or whatever. And most people would say yes, give me the candy bars because they
Mm-hmm.
can't wait.
Yeah. I mean, I like the whole like doing YouTube thing was like, I went to like anime, and then I went to the manga group, and like the anime doesn't really always cross over with the manga group, and I don't know, I felt kind of stuck for quite some time, and with the whole pressures of having to put stuff out and having to be the best, and having to be always on my A game, and putting on that face, to like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's like a mask, but like, there are times where I'm like, I'm not always like the most chipperish, and and the
That's true too.
and stuff like that, because I deal with like anxiety and stuff like that, and like,
Right.
people only see what's on the screen.
And
They don't see what's behind the screen,
right. Well, I mean, not only that, but isn't it weird how more people can like be more of themselves and be free with their with themselves um for TikTok and whatnot. Like if you're
uh,
anxietal or stuff, I feel like there's more people that are open about that stuff.
I mean, I guess, yeah, maybe. I mean, I've kind of done more like a relaxed thing on whenever like I create my videos,
Yeah.
recently, and I guess that's brought in some new people or whatever. I don't know, because like with the YouTube, you want that like gratification, you want that interaction with people,
Right.
and like I don't even really get interaction with people.
right?
It's either likes or dislikes, and
Well, the other thing I feel like too that really makes people strive more on
uh-huh.
TikTok than YouTube is YouTube. You don't actually have a limit of how long something has to take.
True.
You know,
But
because
I'm not very good. I'm not very good at TikTok.
if not, then it's a part one, part two kind of situation,
Yeah.
or a series as people call it. But I feel like it really fans out your stuff whenever you're doing it, because then you have to go, I can only say the important parts on
Well,
TikTok because I only have a minute.
I
You
mean,
know?
like, I feel like with the podcast itself, it has opened up this new like creative outlet on my creative side, and I've really been enjoying doing it. Like, I have fun like doing it,
Yeah,
and I don't know, just doing YouTube feels so isolating at times. So, like, I feel so isolated whenever I do YouTube, because I'm just by myself sitting in front of a camera,
yeah,
and then sometimes interact with people behind their keyboards, you,
right.
and just I don't know. I don't feel that attachment sometimes, and I don't know if it's because it's the way my brain works or what, but there's somewhere where I do feel like a disconnect a little bit, and I don't know what to do
Yeah,
when it comes to that.
yeah,
You know,
I agree.
because I've seen some of the people that I follow and I really enjoy, recently be like, yeah, I'm done with YouTube. I've made all the friends that I want to do. I'm just gonna stick to Instagram. Whatever. And I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm still gonna weigh the options and see where exactly I want to go with this.
Yeah,
I don't know. Who knows? But I've been thinking also as well as um, taking the Invincible podcasts and making it another feed for it on the podcast. So hopefully, like, I'm gonna still upload them on here as well, but I want to take them and do like another one, and hopefully take those people and bring them over to our main podcast.
yeah,
I kind of want to see if like that might work as well. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know. It's just something I've been
yeah.
kind of
Because
mum.
the other thing is, like, I like doing our bonus episodes and stuff too, but I have to completely agree on the idea that you and I are pretty shitty apart. So,
Yeah.
this is actually something that another thing that I wanted to talk about on this was, because I feel like it is easier when you play off of somebody, because it's almost
Uh-huh.
like we have an idea and you're trying to fight around it.
Yeah.
Just like some of the other ones that we recorded over the past weekend or whatever with a couple people,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to talk over you, and it's like you and I have formed how we do things, and so adding
Yeah.
a third person, it's kind of like,
Like, I love it when we do the interviews. I think the interviews are fun. I love people that we've interacted with and connected with. Through the podcast, through social media. And I hope like we can get more people on as well. But the interviews are kind of hard to schedule.
yeah.
But
But yeah, I mean, and that's kind of the thing that I would throw out there to kind of all of our listeners
and
or whatnot.
I
Just,
big go ahead.
just stick with us on the cartoon ones and the Invincipod ones on the comics and whatnot, because I feel like those ones are better insights into us as well. You're getting something that we like, even though we trip over our words and say other things like that,
Well,
because we're goobers.
I know we
So
are goobers. Yes, we are. But I've been kind of thinking about this as well, and I'm kind of wondering, like, do the extra episodes like possibly? um, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for?
Tripping?
No, like misconstrue or um dilute our main shows. You know,
I don't know.
like I don't know, like because
I
after we
I don't feel like they do. Um, of course, I would say there's certain ways that you probably want to listen to both of them.
uh-huh.
Like, I listen to my own podcast episodes that two times the speed, and I can't really tell when I say a lot. So, but I know, and I try to monitor myself when I'm doing it, but I know I say and stuff a lot, and
Well,
I realize too how much of like I need that other person there, which is obviously you, to kind of play off of, because if not, then I'm sitting there and I'm sitting there trying to think about what
well,
I'm gonna say.
like when like what I'm saying is like, does it like dilute our main episodes, or like people just here for the main episodes, or like do they even care about the bonus episodes? You know, like
I think it's in ebbs and flows. I think some
yeah,
people like the bonus ones and some people don't.
yeah, it's really hard to tell because we don't get a lot of feedback.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Besides,
we are an up and coming podcast, so you know.
that's true too. Which I mean, I think that's going to be another thing later on whenever people do go back and listen to part of our other podcast episodes and
Have you
stuff.
actually went back and listened to like the old ones?
Yeah,
I actually think we've actually improved quite a bit.
I agree too.
Yeah.
I feel like we have a better like timing chemistry down
Uh huh.
on when we're talking and whatnot and we're
Yeah.
changing.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, I feel like we've grown a lot more just even doing the bonus ones as well.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, we still do have the ums and other things like that, but I feel like the direct message is a lot better because like I listened to my first Gravity Falls one and compared to my first Hilda one, like it was
Hmm.
really shitty, and then compared to like my last Hilda one compared to like everything before it, you can tell like there's kind of an influx of different things with it that just
Uh huh.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really interesting to see. I mean, like I've been pretty much like slacking quite a bit on doing bonus episodes.
Yeah.
I've just been really busy and dealing with like mental health stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I think that's another good thing that we could talk about probably on the Otaku Unwind
Hmm.
is some mental health stuff. I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
we all go through it, and just other things like that. I had a conversation with somebody the other day that's one of my cosplayer friends, and they have slowly been kind of getting me into it. And I brought up how, you know, I've had to learn because the person I am now wasn't the same person that I was when I started everything.
Hmm.
You know, I I one of the stories that I like to tell about my speech class in college, because you all have to take a speech class, was how I passed. And it was because I asked my teacher, we were having a canned food drive, and I said, well, how many cans can I bring? Because she said, well, you get 1 point for every one of them that you bring. And I think she told me I could bring 80. I brought 90 just to make sure. So that's how I passed that class.
So in
Because
in my speech class, I was like deathly afraid to.
me too.
Um,
Me too.
I was deathly afraid to get up and talk in front of people.
Yeah, me too. Like I was definitely like, the
Eh,
little dogs that you see, and like they're happy, they want you to pet them and
Yeah,
stuff, but then they shake the whole time like they're scared of
uh,
you, and then
yeah,
most of the time they pee on the floor. That's Besides the peeing on the floor, that was kind of me.
I do have to say though, one thing with YouTube though, it has made me come out of my shell,
This is
and
true.
I am more talkative and I'm less like shy of a person.
Yes.
But like I had to do like speech class back in high school,
Yeah.
and
Mine
I
was
remember
in college.
I had to do it in high school.
Yeah.
I'm because I didn't take a foreign language class,
Oh, ew. Oh, I took
so
2 of those. So.
I didn't take a foreign language class, so I had to take speech. In my
Yeah.
freshman year, I took speech, failed. I flunked out, flunked out of
Oh.
speech class,
Oh my God.
and I ended up having my senior year. Like I had to take a speech class,
Right.
or I wouldn't like pass.
Oh my
Basically,
God.
like I would like,
Were you in there with like a bunch of freshmen?
yeah.
You're like, fuck, I don't want to be here.
I was in there with like a bunch of freshmen and stuff,
Oh my God.
and um, I remember my speech teacher was like, "Don't I know you from somewhere?" I was like, "Oh yeah, you had me like 3 years ago."
Oh my God.
And he was like, "What?" And he was like, What are you doing here?" He was like, "You failed me the first time."
Yeah.
And
Oh my
I
God.
just never went back and took it.
Oh my God. How embarrassing would that be?
Like I just never went back and like took the speech class, and like he put me like in the front row,
Yeah.
and not one time did I ever have to do a speech.
Oh my God. That's
he
pretty good.
just he just
He probably was like, I'm getting this kid out of here this year.
he just
I'll have to see him next year.
like I did fine. I did good in like all my other classes, but I couldn't do speech. You
Yeah.
know, I just
Yeah.
couldn't do it.
Oh God.
And yeah, so that's how I passed my speech class.
Oh
I
my
did
God.
nothing.
Well, I took 2 foreign languages. I took Latin, and then they said, well, that doesn't count at our school, so I had to take Chinese because it was new.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, with college, like I did that, and then growing out of it, like I feel like YouTube helped a lot,
Hmm.
because I was deathly afraid of like getting in front of the camera for the longest time.
Yeah. I
And then,
think a lot of people are
yeah,
when they come to YouTube,
yeah,
because especially in like the manga anime tube community, like because you're so afraid to be like ridiculed
right,
and stuff. So people just a lot of times you'll see hands in front of like a on a table or in front of a bookshelf. That's how I started.
right, right. I mean, that's how I started too for a while. I
Yeah.
think until like my episode 100 or something.
Oh,
Like
I
I
didn't
did
even.
that.
I don't remember what mine was.
But I mean, it's just different because then like coming and doing like the podcast, like looking back and thinking how much I've grown, like doing things on social media, all this other stuff, and whenever like I go to ask people, it's for me, it's like not hard anymore. I'm like, hey,
Hmm.
you want to come on the podcast or not?
Yeah.
Basically.
Can I just say, like,
So
I really like. I don't know if it's just me or like my personality, but I really like I'll get on and like look at stuff to like go to like on like Instagram or whatever. I'll look and stuff, and sometimes I'll comment on stuff. Sometimes I won't.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but like I find myself like I don't know. Uh, sometimes I feel like social media hampers like my human like interaction with people.
Oh, I don't even know. I feel like some of the stuff, like the whole friend thing of like, oh well, you can message somebody, and then I really don't even think it works.
uh,
Like if they're not following you or whatever.
yeah,
But I mean, I ask people left and right, like all the time
yeah.
on stuff. And then I mean, like even like now, like doing a little bit of the cosplay stuff, like you have to like be able to sit
I
there
don't
and
know,
talk to people.
like dealing with like the whole promoting for the podcast and stuff, and letting people know and stuff. There are
Yeah,
times where I feel like I'm doing it wrong, and I
yeah,
just don't know what or how to get people to listen, or whatever, or interact. and I'm like,
Yeah.
am I doing something wrong? Am I like, or I'm just too old to be on social media? You know?
Right.
They're like, am I just? I'm just the 30 year the guy in his 30s, like trying
No.
to be cool.
And well, I mean, and then the weird thing is, I feel like there's sometimes when that happens. I mean, honestly, like this week, I feel like you and I have really been busting the balls on it. Is the last episode, because I
Uh-huh.
almost feel like you have to take your promotion game, and you can't even think about it, like,
Yeah.
but you have to shove it down somebody's throat.
Yeah, I don't like doing that. I don't like
You
shoving
know,
it down people's throats. You
yeah,
know.
I mean, you got to throw it out there. You got to, like, because I think you and I have advertised it all 4 days in a row now.
But I don't like. I don't know. I put it out and then like I don't think about it. You know, like oh, I have to put it out again. You know, and I'm like, am
Yeah,
I bothering people by posting this multiple times? You know, each day or once a day. You know,
right.
what am I doing? You know.
See, my problem is when I try and ask questions, people
Uh
don't
huh.
really want to get back. You know,
Yeah.
I put one the other day out, and somebody asked us to read Die Die Angler Didar
What's that?
Die. It's the one that looks like it's got the karate chick on it, and it kind of is like Blade of the Immortal, but
Oh, Die Word Gelder.
yeah, I think it's that one.
Oh, okay.
Which you probably know who sent me that one.
Was that Papa Weeb from
It
Meet the Weeb
was it
family?
was it was Papa Weave.
Yeah, he wants
And
me
then
to
I
read
had
that one too.
yeah, and then I had one other person say Fruits Basket,
Oh, okay.
and I was like, yeah, yeah.
Oh, good.
So
They have the omnibuses at my half price for pretty cheap.
I still need all of the omnibuses. That's one of the
Oh,
series I need.
yeah. You know, like yeah. I mean, I would check out Fruits Basket. I've never read or watched it.
I've watched it, but I know like
Which
after
one?
the main series, which what do you mean which one?
Which anime? The original or the new one?
The original.
Okay.
Yeah,
People say they like the new one better.
probably. I think the new one fits and goes more off of the manga.
I think it does too.
Because in the one of the complaints that I had with it is you only see like six to eight of the zodiac animals.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even get to see all of them, and I'm like, well, that's shitty.
Yeah.
So
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
but you know, you got to throw fillers out like that. You got to see what people want. You got to do all this other stuff. And I
Mhm.
think people are just so like they could listen to the podcast, but then they don't want to, you know, throw anything out there for us to do
Uh-huh.
or whatever. Like, um, honestly, and I don't know if they're anybody noteworthy or whatever. So,
Uh-huh.
you know, get your 5 seconds of fame, people that send us an email. But, you know I had to respect that to some extent, that they had balls enough to actually email us that they disagreed with our stuff on piracy.
True.
But are they still wrong? Hell the fuck yes.
Honestly,
So,
like after that episode, like our views kind of went. Meow.
you know what it was? It was intimidation.
Maybe.
They probably started looking at it and be like, I've been doing things wrong my whole life. My whole life. I'm gonna have to question everything now.
Like if you look at our analytics, it was like up, 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 up. Oh, meow. Down, 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 down,
Yeah.
down, 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 down.
Yeah. Well, so here's the other weird thing about all that stuff, though, is I guess I don't know. I guess, and I don't know where he saw it or anything else, but I
Uh-huh.
guess my brother went and watched that one episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just that one episode, and he goes, um, you know, I'm gonna continue to read stuff illegally or whatever. And I said, how much of the podcast did you listen to? He goes, I clicked on it, and then I think I clicked off of it. And I said, well, that doesn't tell me how long you listened to it. I said, did you at least get to the ad? He goes, I don't think so. And I said, well, then you didn't help us out at all, and I don't even want to fucking talk to you. But I said, let me reiterate this to you. I said, is it wrong? And he goes, yes. And I said, do you know that it's wrong? He goes, yes. he goes, but I'm still going to do it. And I go, plain and simple fact right there. I said, there's a point between you knowing that it's wrong and you doing it, and there's a plain and simple fact that you know that it's wrong and you want to say that it's right. And it
So,
like he was like, what?
so did he not want to listen to it because of the fact that we talked about piracy?
I don't know. I think it just accidentally popped up and he clicked on it, and because I think he's one of our supporters of having it on there, but I don't know if he listens to it.
He should probably listen to it. He's your brother,
Right?
right?
Bastard.
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 He's
So,
like, you make a bastard.
you son of a bitch.
Exactly. So, see, if I pay you in Pop Tarts to listen to the podcast again,
Did you?
I don't do that, but I would love to have to like tell somebody that, man, I pay you in Pop Tarts to listen.
Wait,
to the
did you?
podcast."
What Pop Tarts?
What Pop Tarts would I have done it? It'd have to be like the brown sugar or the.
Are we
wild berry.
talking about like Pop Tarts? Or are we talking about like the off-brand Pop Tarts?
Both.
See, when you would like skimp out and get him like the store brand.
Hell yeah.
Store brand sucks.
You know why I'd buy him the store brand?
Because he likes them.
Because then he could have two boxes for the price of one.
It's not the same. They taste different.
Yeah, oh, well, you got more to eat, don't you? It's kind of like quality versus quantity, okay? So, no, it'd probably be if I was going to buy, because I don't even remember the last time that him and I have even had Pop Tarts. I know I've gotten Grayson Pop Tarts, which he gets like the brown maple sugar or whatever it's called.
But I mean, like, getting back to like the whole like interaction thing on the podcast, like when we had Matt and John on,
Yeah,
from the Planes, Trains, and Comic Books podcast, shameless
right.
plug, they actually said that it took them.
Plug?
They actually said it took them some time to get people to interact with them,
right,
through the podcast. So I mean, it might just be a podcast thing. It might have to just be like, it just takes people time to find you.
That's true. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, and if we have to sit there and actually talk about like Papa Weeb does tell us things here and there, a couple other people actually that we know listen to it. Actually,
Heartless Weeb talks to us about it.
yeah, so we
Yeah.
know that those people listen to it,
Darth Penn,
but I don't
and
think they
Paula
listen
Weeb.
to it like out in the open,
Oh,
because they IM us and stuff.
are you saying they're closeted Otakuology fans?
Yes,
They listen to us alone.
probably. They probably listen to us with a bottle of jelly and some tissues.
That's so disturbing.
I mean, I have been told a couple times I have a sexy voice, and I have been told that you do have a whiny voice. So.
Who says that? Who says that?
I think Papa Weave said it to begin with.
I can't help it if I get into talking about stuff.
You have a whiny voice.
Papa Weeb, I know where you live. I have your address.
Oh man.
You'll be getting a glitter bomb.
Yeah, glitter bomb. Or oh man, you should send him something good and something bad at the same time. Send him one of those 3-foot chocolate penises.
No.
Yeah, I forgot what they call it.
I would never send anybody a 3-foot chocolate penis.
I definitely would. Somebody told me the other day, they go, would you want somebody to send you that? And I went, yes I would. And they were like, why is that? I go, I can put it in a pot and melt it down again. I mean, come on, it's chocolate.
But is it like the good chocolate or like the cheap chocolate?
Oh man, I hope it's the good chocolate, because if it's the cheap chocolate, I'm gonna be very upset. Or like, what's the other one that people send out? The bag of dicks.
Oh,
that's like the gummies. Oh man.
I mean, you could send somebody sugar-free gummy worms.
Send somebody what?
Have you seen like the sugar-free like gummy bears?
Oh yeah.
Have you went on Amazon and read like reviews of sugar-free gummy bears?
No, but I know that people say that it gives you the
It gives you like explosive diarrhea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there ain't no sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar.
I don't know if I
You
want explosive diarrhea. Just saying.
I mean, it would help you instead of laxatives, I guess.
I mean, I guess, but like I hear it's like really bad.
I hope they taste good, at least.
So, I mean, this episode will probably come out before our other episodes that we recorded. Um, but I did get the one chip challenge chip.
Right?
This one's different, apparently.
Oh, I watched a little bit of that manga guy stream today.
You did? You watched it? It
Yeah,
has the
and his brother got on board with me on. I told him that he should sing, and he said his brother was sitting there, and he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Next time you're gonna have to sing." It's like, oh no.
so
Think
the
about eating the chip and having to sing a song.
so did you see the new chip?
I didn't actually see the chip. I saw the box for the chip.
So the new chip, it doesn't have the Szechuan heat
Yeah,
covering it, so it's not like black, it's actually red,
yeah.
and it's just ghost pepper and scorpion pepper.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a red chip.
You're gonna have to take a picture of that when you open yours,
Ugh.
so I can see it.
It's sitting on my bookshelf right now in a black and yellow coffin.
Yeah.
I feel like if I take it out, it'll just like melt through my shelf.
Goodness.
'Cause it's
Well,
so
I'm not telling
hot.
you to eat it tonight.
Oh no, I might live stream it though. I think I'm gonna live stream it like manga guy did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta try to beat my minute 30 seconds.
We're gonna Otakuology podcast this bitch.
No, but I'll probably live
We're
stream
gonna
it.
we're gonna sit there. I mean, you could live stream it on the Otakuology one, and we could both be on it.
I'm so scared though.
And then I'll ask you random questions and stuff.
I am so scared. Even though I've already done this before, I'm so scared. Like I
Well,
know.
if I was you, I would be scared because I think it was after I saw you got off, but he was saying something about how bad this one was. He goes, "This one's even worse than the
Yeah,
last one." And I was like, "That's not very good." And he actually ate both of them.
yeah. He ate the black one and the red one.
Yeah, he goes, "I lasted 3 minutes." I went, "Oh, okay."
Did you go back and watch it? Like,
No, I didn't know how to scroll backwards on it.
so if you go to his actual main page, you can click on it
Oh, okay.
and you can watch it. Yeah,
Goodness.
yeah. I'm scared. My wife asked me why I wasted $6 on a chip again, and I was like, I got peer pressured into doing it.
Right?
I crumbled easily,
You should just be like,
like a
well,
chip.
that $6 of stuff is going to be 20 minutes of entertainment for you.
True, but she asked if she had to be here, and
Yeah.
she asked if she had to be here because she's supposed to go see her friend on Friday.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you have to be here to call 911. And she was like, well, what if I just have the live stream on in the background, and if I see something happening, I'll call 911 and tell
Oh my
them my
god.
stupid husband is doing something stupid again.
You know, it would be funny if she just called herself. She's like,
Yeah.
hey, yeah, I need you to call an ambulance for my husband. Yeah, I know. Our husband's a dumbass or something. I mean, so who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if y'all see any pictures, anywhere or anything like on our pages or whatever for a while, I actually changed my hair color to red as
You
well.
you did?
Yeah. I had one of that splat. I think it's called crimson red, and I just put it over the top of my regular brunette hair, and so it's got a red tinge to it.
Did Are you allowed to have that at work?
I am
Are
because
you gonna cut your hair?
there's many people that are that have full blown like bleached red hair.
Are you gonna cut your hair?
Nope.
You're not gonna cut it, like style it?
Nope.
Oh, you're just gonna have it
I'm
long.
yeah, I'm going off of somebody asked me why I liked my hair that way or whatever, and I said, well, I said if I had a pair of sunglasses, I'd look like one of my favorite villains of all time in anime, and they were like, what? And so some of my friends guessed because Jin on Yu Yu Hakusho was considered an enemy, starting out. I
Yeah,
was like, no, why would I do it off of that guy? I said he's not an enemy forever, and so I let people like kind of figure out like who it was and keep talking about it or whatever, and nobody ever got it.
yeah.
So then I finally revealed who it was, and I was like, there's a guy called Baron that is in part of the episodes of Gungrave,
Mm-hmm.
and he was one of my favorite characters. Big red hair, and then had like a black like chin strap or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really like that look. I'm just not going to dress up in the army cosplay thing that he's
Uh
got.
huh. So is
So
all of your hair red?
my hair is red, and then when it gets down by my ears, it's my regular like darker hair color for my
Oh.
beard stare still. Yeah, I wasn't gonna put that stuff on my eyebrows and other stuff like I'm some kind of crazy chick. Shoot, what kind of
Uh,
person you think I am?
crazy person.
At least I can pull it back or whatever, and it's harder to tell that it's red.
Anyways, you want to wrap this up? It's getting late.
Yeah. So, future plans of the podcast, as you guys know, like we said, we want to go big places and whatnot because we're the best
I
around,
mean, I
and no
just
one's
want to.
ever
I
gonna,
just want to grow a little bit better and have
no one's, no one's ever gonna get us done. You know what would help you grow?
uh,
Viagra.
yeah, true. But I mean, I just want to like. I want more people to
Yeah,
listen and
true.
I want more people to like listen and enjoy, and I would love people to interact with.
Right.
I don't know if that's saying too much.
It probably is saying too much,
Maybe
but
I don't know.
hey, who knows?
But I really enjoy all the listeners that we already do have.
Right? Yeah.
I I'm I'm glad people actually find us entertaining, you know.
Right.
And even with my whiny voice, um, you know, uh, but I mean, I'm really surprised people have continued to listen to us. Honestly,
That's true.
uh, yeah, which is very surprising.
That is very true.
Yeah, like I'm surprised every day. Like, if we would get more views, I'm like, oh, more people watched us.
Right.
Because I mean, there's like a bunch of. I gotta tell you, something though. So, as you know, like I'm really big in the podcast. Like listening to them.
Yeah.
I found this D&D actual play podcast.
Yeah.
It's called Dungeons and Daddies.
You
It's
told me
not a
this
it's
already.
not a it's not a BDSM podcast. It's an
I
actual
know.
play. Oh, you know?
I know.
Did you listen to it?
No.
Oh.
I just know when you said that you were gonna listen to it.
Oh
So
yeah.
all I knew was the name of this one.
So I started listening to Dungeons and Daddies, and it's about these four or five guys, and they all play like different, like stereotypical like dads, you know, and they get transported to the world of Dungeons and Dragons, but they're just like normal dudes, like they're
Yeah.
dads, and their kids get kidnapped, and it's really funny. Like it's
Goodness.
funny because they like end up making like dad jokes and stuff. And
Yeah.
every time one of them makes a dad joke, they have to roll for like psychic defense to see if the dad joke hurts them or not.
Oh my god.
It's funny,
I'm done. I'm done.
and like
Well,
they're
so I heard somebody told me a comic that we need to read,
what?
and I used to see it in at Barnes and Noble, and I don't know if they done away with it or not. But
Uh huh.
somebody told me Friday that uh, it's called Order of the Stick.
Order of the Stick.
Yeah, supposedly it's a D&D based one, but everything is a stick man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everything in it is a stick character, and they're all based off of different D&D classes and how they are and races, and it actually gives you a little bit of the stuff. But somebody told me the other day, they said you should read that and check it out. And I was like, oh, okay,
Order of the Stick.
yeah.
I should probably put comic in there. Book.
I think it's long like the Lovesick little stick person books that came out.
One of these is going for over $180 on Amazon.
Holy crap! There's always Comixology.
True.
$7.99. Hell yeah!
Let's see. This is what's like $28. What's the page count on this? There's no page count.
Well, anyway, guys, we hit an hour and a half. So I hope that y'all love listening to this podcast.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, let us know if you like this format, this new format we're trying, because we kind of wanted to take our like our banter at the beginning of our shows and just put it into this show,
Right.
and just focus on the content that we're talking about in our main shows. So let us know if you like this. But we do have a new function, which I need you to test out. On Spotify and on Anchor, if you go to anchor.fm/Otakuology, if you go on Spotify, you can now send us voice messages. You can send us a voicemail.
How do you do that?
You like click on messages. You go to Spotify. It'll be on Spotify. It's like on the main part of the page on Spotify when you click on us, and it's on Anchor. Anchor, if you click on our page itself. But if you ask us a question through there, we will read it or we will play it on the podcast, and we'll give you a shout out. We'll answer anything you want us to talk about. You can also email us at otakuologypodcast@gmail.com. You can find us at all major podcast platforms, as well as YouTube, Otaku Mike. Jen Graves is Jen Graves on YouTube. You can find us on
Infinite Library on Instagram.
Yeah, Jen's Infinite Library on Instagram. You can find me at Otaku Mike on Instagram, or you can go to our Otakuology Instagram page. We do have a Twitter as well that doesn't really get used.
We also have a Twitch that's not really used.
We have a Twitch that's not really used as well. And we have an OnlyFans that never gets used.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Who likes cake?
Yeah. So, guys, thank you for listening, and I hope you guys were entertained.
Also, we just want y'all to know, with this one, we've also hit 2K at this point. So,
oh yeah, we did hit 2,000 downloads or listens, whatever the one is, which is very earth-shattering. Very. I don't know. I'm thankful to everybody who listens to the podcast. I really am. Because there are so many other podcasts you could be listening to.
Whatever.
And you chose to listen to ours.
They better not listen to any other podcast, okay?
Or what?
Not until they listen to this one first.
Okay, so they got to listen to ours first?
Yeah, and then go from there.
Even though there's like a million podcasts out there?
Yes.
Before we close this up, a good couple more minutes. So, during the pandemic, all the podcasts popped up.
What did you say?
During the pandemic.
Okay, I thought you said during the clandemic, and I was like, what is the clandemic?
Well, that's when. Well,
You're right. I mean, you could go like many different places with that joke. The clandemic.
what's that giant T in our yard? Time
Oh
to
no!
go home.
Oh no! Oh no!
That's a South Park joke, people.
Oh
That's a South
no!
Park joke. I'm not racist, okay?
Oh no! Jesus Christ!
Uh, so during the COVID pandemic, a lot of podcasts popped up. You know,
Yeah.
I'm curious about how many of those are still around.
As somebody that listens to podcasts, aka you, then you should know that. Don't
Well,
ask me, the person that aka only listens to our podcast.
I thought you listened to Plane, Trains, and Comic Books as well.
I listen to those episodes when you send them to me. You go, hey, they talked about this on this episode, or if it's a manga we've covered or something like that.
So you're saying you don't listen to them on a regular basis?
I have you for that.
You should probably start listening to them because they're really good podcasts.
I have you for that.
No. I enjoy them.
But anyway, as always, guys.
You know they listen to all. You know they listen to all of our episodes,
See
right?
you next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday.
You just threw yourself under the bus with Matt and John.
See you next Tuesday.
I love Planes, Trains, and Comic Books.
See you next Tuesday.
Sometimes I like to read my comic books on a plane and on a train.
I said, see you next Tuesday.
And while I'm sitting on comic books, I like to read comic books.
Oh my god. See you next Tuesday?
Sometimes I make trains out of my comic books.
See you next Tuesday,
Or
question mark?
paper airplanes out of my comic books too.
See you next Tuesday, question mark.
See you next Tuesday.